Hello and welcome to Prime at 9. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. The CMO of Dimapur informed that so far there are 4 cases of dengue reported in Nagaland and all are from Dimapur. Public is advised to take precautions, fogging to be done in affected areas. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh led others in paying last respects to the soldiers and individuals who were killed in an ambush at Sekhan village. In view of the extreme air pollution situation, the Delhi government, in an order issued on Saturday, directed all schools and other educational institutions in the national capital to remain shut till November 20. As India reels under the second COVID-19 wave, the rise in dengue cases has also triggered a new health challenge in the country. With Uttar Pradesh becoming one of the worst affected states with the outbreak of dengue cases, the vector-borne disease has killed dozens, prompting government authorities to take additional measures. According to India's National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, 39,419 cases of dengue were reported in 2020 with 56 fatalities. Over 14,000 cases have been reported in the country until July this year, according to official statistics. Here in Nagaland, there is no outbreak of dengue and cases of the disease has been reported only in Dimapur so far. This was informed by Chief Medical Officer of Dimapur, Dr. Moatam Jinjamir, to HornbillTV in a telephonic conversation. The CMO made known that even though dengue cases are reported during the post-monsoon period, there seems to be a change in trend as it is almost winter, but cases are being reported. Let's have a look at the details.
Sense also, is Nagaland taking any extra measures or steps to contain this outbreak of dengue?
We have a report from Dimapur only.
Okay.
From other districts, we have not received any report as such. In Dimapur, we have few cases in certain pockets, but no outbreak as such. But mosquito density, that is called vector density, seems to be very high in many places.
Mm-hmm.
So what we are planning is we're going to do fogging in those affected area, and in some places already started.
Okay.
So the thing is, this dengue, it's usually breeds in small collection of water, and that's why we used to call it as a domesticated mosquito, okay, because it is found inside the house.
Okay.
And then usually outside in our compound where there are small collections of water like empty bottles, tire, coconut shells, like the plastic container, which we carelessly throw around, and then water used to collect in those things. And then the mosquito used to breed.
Okay.
And inside the house, like especially those ladies who are keeping lots of indoor plant, green indoor plant, where they used to water the plant regularly, and then at the bottom saucer is there where collections of water are there. So in those kind of things, the mosquito used to breed.
Okay.
So what we're advising people is once in a week, we should drain out all the water containers inside the house and outside the house. Once in a week means because it takes 1 week for the egg to develop into adult.
Okay.
So if we clean out the water within 1 week, all the eggs will be destroyed. So that is the plan.
Okay.
So what we are advising people is that in those affected area, they should have a social work at least once in a week. Not like all those general public social work, cleaning all the trees and all, not like that. But then starting from inside the house, they can start cleaning out the water, and outside if there are any containers, empty shells, bottle around, remove all those things.
Okay.
And then use mosquito net,
Okay.
especially children and pregnant women when they take rest in daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Because the mosquito is active mostly during morning and then during the sunset. No?
Okay.
So that is what advice we are giving
Okay.
people.
Mm-hmm. We have been focusing on COVID-19 this whole time. So, how different is dengue from COVID in terms of controlling it?
Dengue, the public follow our advice
Okay.
and to keep the things clean and then take some own precaution.
Mm-hmm.
From the department side, we are going to do fogging, which is the only method.
So, this is in Dimapur?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we continually do those kind of a thing, at least for some time, it can be controlled.
Okay, sir. And what is the trend of dengue like as a cycle in Nagaland? How often, or what is the cycle like of dengue in our state?
Usually it is post-monsoon.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it takes place in the post-monsoon season only.
Okay.
So we don't expect during winter
Mm-hmm.
when the temperature is low.
Yes, sir.
But then the trend seems to be changing a bit because it is almost winter now and it's quite dry, but still then that we are getting cases.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but then this year the rainfall was also very less.
Mm-hmm.
So usually it is post monsoon.
Okay, but trend seems to be changing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in COVID and dengue, can a person get both these diseases at the same time?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Would this treatment and everything affect the health? I mean, dengue treatment affect the health if the person also has COVID?
For treatment, there is no specific treatment for dengue also.
Okay.
All symptomatic,
Hmm.
but the important thing with dengue is we have to keep a check on the blood, the white blood cell, blood platelets.
Okay.
Somehow this dengue with the infection, the blood platelets count used to decrease.
All right.
So when the platelets count is very less,
Mm-hmm.
then usually that bleeding, internal, those things, bleeding, hemorrhage challenges are there. We don't have any death report due to dengue. For officially private, they're doing lots of tests, and then we're getting report that it is positive.
Okay.
That is, they're doing the card test,
Mm-hmm.
really available.
The card.
But the confirmatory, card test.
Okay.
But the confirmatory test is done only in the district hospital. That is the ELISA test.
Okay.
So from there, we have received 4 confirmed cases
Okay.
through ELISA test.
Mm-hmm.
We are passing on the information
Okay.
to almost all the colony now,
Okay.
and especially those affected colony.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hope they'll
Okay, sir.
at least take some initiative.
Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh led others in paying their last respects to the soldiers and individuals who were killed in an ambush at Sekan village, Singhat subdivision of Churachandpur district on November 13th in Manipur. The Chief Minister led top police and military officers in laying wreaths at the mortal remains of the 46th Assam Rifles personnel at the Bir Tikandrajit International Airport. Speaking to media persons on the sidelines of the ceremony, Singh condemned the attack and conveyed his deepest condolences to the bereaved families. He said that the government will not tolerate and compromise with such terrorist activities in the state. The Chief Minister maintained that he has instructed the Home Department and paramilitary forces to arrest and punish the perpetrators according to the rule of law. He also assured that the government would strengthen the security forces in the border areas of the state. It may be mentioned that the commanding officer of the 46th Assam Rifles, Colonel Viplav Tripathi, his wife and 4 quick reaction team personnel were killed in an ambush by militants.
we are having around 390 kilometers along with the Myanmar, and seeing the sensibilities, Indian Home Ministry has already started fencing in the forest area, in the vulnerable areas, and right now 40 kilometers of border fencing is on. There is some dispute, so that's why the fencing is stopped in the disputed area, but in other part is going on. And it will be the priority of the government, both center and the state, to fence the forest borders so that in future this type of unfortunate.
In view of the extreme air pollution situation, the Delhi government, in an order issued on Saturday, directed all schools and other educational institutions in the national capital to remain shut till November 20. The order read that in public interest to curb high air pollution in Delhi, all schools, colleges, educational, coaching institutes, skill development and training institutes, other training institutes and libraries, except where exams are being conducted, shall be closed with immediate effect till November 20. The government office employees have also been asked to operate from home at 100% capacity till November 17th, while the order has also advised the private offices to go for WFH option as much as possible to avoid vehicular traffic. As per the order, all construction and demolition activities have also been shut till November 17. The orders came after Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal chaired a high-level emergency meeting with senior officials and ministers of the Delhi government yesterday. Delhi's air quality on Sunday improved marginally as the air quality in the national capital reached a very poor category with air quality index of 386 overall, according to the System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research.
मोटे-मोटे तौर पे 4 कदम आज हम लोगों ने डिसाइड किए हैं। एक तो ये कि सोमवार से एक हफ्ते के लिए स्कूल फिजिकल बंद किए जा रहे हैं, वर्चुअल क्लासेस चलेंगी। दूसरा, कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज़ को 14 से 17 ये दिखा रहा है जो वेदर फॉरकास्ट है, तो इस दौरान कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज़ को बंद किया जाएगा। तीसरा, जितने सरकारी दफ्तर हैं, सरकारी दफ्तरों का वर्क फ्रॉम होम किया जा रहा है 100%।
A local journalist and an RTI activist who was allegedly kidnapped was killed in Bihar's Benipati, said the police on Sunday. The deceased has been identified as Avinash Jha. Family members of the deceased journalist and villagers are protesting against the killing and demanding justice. Jha, a villager, alleged that his death was clearly due to medical mafias. His work led to the closure of several fake medical gangs and imposition of huge fines on hospitals. He had uploaded a list of 10 hospitals to be probed, he said.
देखिए, अविनाशा की जो हत्या हुई है उसमें साफ तौर पर यहाँ के मेडिकल माफियाओं द्वारा हत्या कराई गई है, क्योंकि ये पिछले 2 साल से आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट और पत्रकार भी था, तो लगातार यहाँ पे फर्जी मेडिकल जो चलता है गैंग, उस सबके खिलाफ कार्रवाई करवा रहा था। कितनों पे जुर्माना लगा, बाजाबता कल का ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट है एसएन झा के सिविल सर्जन यहाँ पे कि उसकी वजह से पिछले सालों में 19 से अधिक फर्जी क्लिनिक बंद हो चुका है। और फिलहाल उसने 7 तारीख को फेसबुक पर एक पोस्ट किया था कि 15 तारीख से खेला हो गया और एक लिस्ट डाला था जिसमें तकरीबन 10 अस्पताल थे जिस पर जांच होना था, और 9 तारीख को उसको किडनैप कर लिया गया और उसकी लाश उनको बरामद हुई परसों।
The Landowners Union of Doyang hydroelectric plant has appealed to the government of Nagaland to mediate with the appropriate authorities of the union government against disinvestment or selling DHEP to any private entity as per the tripartite agreement signed among the Nagaland government, Northeastern Electric Power Corporation Limited and Landowners Union Doyang hydroelectric plant. According to the union statement, the government of Nagaland and the landowners had a number of negotiations to arrive at setting up of Doyang hydroelectric plant and handed over to NIPCO Limited by the 17 land-affected villages through an agreement of land acquisition that was signed on February 28, 1984 with an area of 8,420.41 acres of land. The affected villages had also agreed to part with the cultivable land solely for the development of the power project and not to any corporation or private agencies, it stated. Similarly, NIPCO government and affected landowners of the area entered into an agreement to set up the plant over River Doyang with a capacity of 75 megawatt with the objective to augmenting the power needs of the state for a period of 99 years. Accordingly, the plant was commissioned in the year 2000 and dedicated to the nation on March 2, 2002. The landowners alleged that after harnessing the power by NIPCO Limited for 44 years, meeting the needs of the power-starved state of Nagaland, the Government of India disinvested 100% share of NIPCO to the National Thermal Power Corporation Limited for an amount of Rs 4,000 crore on March 2020 without the knowledge and consent of the Government of Nagaland and the stakeholders of Doyang hydroelectric plant. The union stated that the unilateral decision of the union government clearly violated the agreement between the three parties. As per the update, NTPC Limited has set up a target with the Ministry of Power, Government of India to generate 15,000 crore by the disinvestment plan, which includes disinvestment and privatization of NIPCO Limited by March 2024, including the Doyang hydroelectric plant. The union warned that such a drastic and adverse policy of disinvestment and privatization of NIPCO Limited by the NTPC will directly impinge on the rights, privileges, employment opportunities and other benefits that are offered to the affected populace in lieu of the thousands of acres of land handed over by the affected landowners for the construction of the power project. The union stated that the land and its resources are inalienable rights of the local people as invested upon the people of Nagaland by the unassailable constitutional provision envisaged under Article 371A of the Indian Constitution. The union therefore objected, stating that the disinvestment policy by the NTPC shall impinge on the rights as guaranteed by Article 371A, the statement further stated. A special COVID-19 vaccination drive was organized by the Kifre Battalion in collaboration with the District Task Force on November 14 in the main town of Kifre, led by Dr. Ngugato Kiho, Chief Medical Officer, Kifre, update stated. The public came forward for the drive to get the COVID-19 vaccination, and the organizers also provided hot tea and snacks to all who came forward for the vaccination, keeping alive friendship and respect among the people, it informed. The Kifre District Legal Service Authority organized the Prabhat Pehri program, concluding the Pan-India Legal Service Awareness and Outreach Campaign commemorating 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav under the aegis of the National Legal Service Authority. Update stated that the campaign was a 44-day program winding up with Children's Day on November 14 at the police point of main town Kifre. A short speech was delivered by Puleto Yepto, Chief Judicial Magistrate, it was informed. He encouraged the students' community to be hardworking and visionary in pursuit of their dreams, no matter how tough the odds may be in life. The updates also stated that the organizers highlighted the positive traits of India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and his love for children, which has been recognized by the people as Children's Day and is celebrated on his birth date every year in India.
Jawaharlal Nehru as a Chacha Nehru because he loved children, and on top of that he has encouraged the nation to children to be prosper in their studies, career, so that the children are the future of our nation. And if we educate our children, you're going to be the next generation to sit in our position, to hold and uplift of our great Indian nation. That is why, after the death of Jawaharlal Nehru in 1964, this day has commemorated in his name as a Children's Day.
Colonel R.M. Tripathi, CEO of the 41st Assam Rifles also delivered a short speech during which he lauded the initiative of the DLSA of Kifre, member schools and students, encouraging them to carry forward their duties as responsible citizens, taking pride in the nation and its integrity, even in the future days, the update stated. In other news, the Manipur Pradesh Congress Party observed the birth anniversary of the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, which is also celebrated as Children's Day at the Congress Bhavan at PD Road. Congress Party workers paid homage to the statue of Nehru. Former Chief Minister O. Ibobi Singh, former Deputy Chief Minister Gai Kangam and other eminent personalities took part in the event. They also organized a motorcycle rally during the occasion. Talking to media persons, CLP leader O. Ibobi Singh iterated the principles of Jawaharlal Nehru and why they are still relevant in today's society. Also speaking to media persons, working president and MLA Megha Chandra said that the recent Supreme Court observation that the governor of Manipur cannot sit over a directive made by the Election Commission of India shows the governor is misusing his position. Further, he commented on the Churachandpur ambush which happened on the 13th, saying it is a total law and order failure and for which he held the state government led by N. Biren Singh responsible.
In fact, it's a failure of the law and order situation in the Manipur, where the state government claimed that the law and order situation is normal and is very peaceful. It is quite against the version that the Honorable Chief Ministers and the concerned Home Ministers has stated earlier. So it is a very unfortunate incident. It is just proof that the law and the order situation in the state is not improving as a.
That's all for the news. I'm Esther. Keep watching Hornbill TV.